A notable visitor to Key West in the last century was John James Audubon, the famous naturalist. Audubon stayed in this house on Whitehead and Green Street and spent his time painting pictures of the exotic birds he found here. The Audubon House is open to view rare Audubon books and engravings. At the end of Whitehead Street, an odd red striped buoy marks the southernmost point in the United States. A sign declares Key West to be only 90 miles from Cuba, nearer than the mainland U.S. The Cubans have always been a colorful presence in Key West, adding to the richness of its culture. Cubans were amongst Key West's early fishermen and spongers, and handmade Havana cigars are still produced at the cigar factory.
Upwards of 5,000 or 6,000 cigar makers in Key West between 1868 and 1888. After the big fire in Key West, Tampa was giving away free land, and all the cigar manufacturers moved up to Tampa. But we were the biggest cigar manufacturing center next to Havana in the world.
The East Martello Tower is a Civil War brick fortress completed in 1873 when Key West was a Union stronghold. The Historical Museum and Art Gallery are filled with fascinating Key West memorabilia and the work of famous local artists. Stanley Papio, a folk artist, started as a welder in Key Largo, finding later he had a flair for turning discarded car parts and junk into bizarre and amusing sculptures. Artist Mario Sanchez drew images of his Key West childhood on paper grocery bags. Sanchez later turned these childhood images into painted wood carvings reminiscent of Grandma Moses and American primitive art. In contrast, the West Martello Fort displays the natural beauty of Key West's tropical plants and foliage amongst its ruins. The largest of Key West's defenses was Fort Zachary Taylor, now a national park at the end of Southern Street. It contains some of the largest cannons of the 19th century, but these guns were never fired to defend Key West. The military have always had a strong foothold in Key West from the early buccaneering days. When the U.S. Navy moved out of the Truman Annex, it left a vast complex empty for many years. Now, the Truman Annex is growing fast with a development for homes, marina, cruise port, and yacht club. One part of the Truman Annex will not change, the Little White House, which served as President Truman's vacation home when away from Washington. We'll be right back with more on Key West in a moment.